the way they would see equality, a feminist would see equality, or someone from the LGBTQ movement would see equality, is we want to be seen the same as a heterosexual couple. We want to be treated the same as a heterosexual couple, or we want to, males and females, there should be no distinction between a male and a female. It should be by choice, and there should be both genders should be seen according to what they can achieve or what they want to do, choices. So we have to be very careful in just having that knee-jerk reaction and say, no, Islam, when we're speaking to a feminist, teaches equality between men and women. No, we have to elaborate. It does teach equality by default. In what way, though? It teaches equality by default in the spiritual sense of the word. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not deny a man or a woman what they have worked towards. So when it comes to equality in Islam, it's not graded by gender, by sexual orientation. In Islam, the equality is seen in acts of righteousness, acts of good deeds, basically. Good deeds, righteousness, piety. This is where a man and a woman are seen to be equal, and we have equal access to God's mercy and forgiveness through our good deeds and righteousness and piety. And the only thing that puts us above the other is that righteousness and piety, our obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and following the sunnah, following the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So with that in mind, what do we do with that? Again, we have to look at the gender roles. We have to look at abuse, oppression, social constructs. What does that mean? Misogyny. How is that being understood through the lens of these two movements? Patriarchy. What are they referring to when it comes to their objections against Islam and Muslims? So we have to cover all of this when we look at these definitions and terms. So before we engage in discussion with either of these movements or communities, we have to understand that there is a distinction in how these terms are understood, interpreted, and seen through an Islamic lens versus the lens of these two communities.